Welcome to New Mexico Black Rifle Operators Union. I'm your host, Sean. So it occurred to me after going to Battlefield Las Vegas that the video I recorded is up on Rumble. It's also up on YouTube. But wouldn't make a very good podcast because it's about 11 minutes of me shooting. And I don't know that you want to have your ears blown. So let me talk about the experience. First off, I had one of my really good friends, Nathan Holmes, with me, who rode up there, and it's kind of a yearly tradition. He and I started to roll up to Vegas just to get out of town. We went last year to Battlefield Las Vegas, where I shot an MG42, MP40, and a G43 rifle. This year, I had set aside some cash, and I wanted to shoot the STG-44. However, it was down. And anyone who knows anything about guns knows that this is not you're not going to find one of these just hanging anywhere. You have to go to certain places, know certain people. There's not a lot of these awesome pieces of history left on the globe, especially in the Western world. That aren't in some sort of lockdown private vault that you can't touch. So, this time I shot the MP5, mostly because I'm looking at the Zenith or the Century Arms, what are they called? It's Zenith still, but it's just under a different name. There's also Zenith USA that came into play now. Palmetto State Armory did enter the MP5 arena, that type of gun. PTR always has been, and HK is squarely outside of my finances. There's no way I could afford it. I wish I could. I love HK weapons. And you can see by the S-eating grin in the pictures in the film, you'll see of me at Battlefield Las Vegas. Now, make no bones about it, I love the 2A. You all know this. And what I like about Battlefield Las Vegas is they kind of try to check to make sure you're not a complete idiot. Understand Vegas. Everyone goes to Vegas to be an idiot. Not me this time, and not for a while. But in general, they go there to get drunk, get stoned is what I mean. And they try to check you out and see if you're kind of do the best they can, basically, without invading your rights, to make sure you're not an idiot when they're going to hand you a firearm. To that end, they make sure you have a range officer beside you, and you're not allowed to load the gun and some other little odds and ends. Mostly, if you are a 2A guy and you just want to jump all over the gun stuff, they're going to have some restrictions because they don't know who you are. They will let you take tons of pictures, tons of video. They do everything they can to accommodate you, the customer. That said, understand, this is a deadly item. You can't be a complete idiot, so they have to have some hard and fast rules. But that place has everything. Check out the video and you'll see me scan through what they have just hanging on the wall. And my understanding is they have a crap ton back in the back that you can actually try out. And yeah. So there's tanks, there's helicopters, there's RPG-7s. I saw a guy wearing a Adidas tracksuit, but he was carrying an M4, and I was like, oh, dude, you're breaking my heart. You should be using a Kalashnikov if you're going to wear a tracksuit and have RPG-7. But okay. The guy also showed us the pile just that they'd had in like the last hour or two of brass. He also my range officer confided in us that they don't shoot reloads or remanufactured ammunition. It's all brand new. Now, if you think about that, that makes a lot of sense considering how much each one of these weapons is worth because they're fully transferable. Now, these guys brought out the 1919 for Nate. He got to shoot the BAR, the 1919, and a grease gun. And I shot MP5, VTX, and the grease gun. I don't know why I settled on sub guns this time. I think that if I can ever get to their outdoor range, because they believe Battlefield Las Vegas has an outdoor range too, that I would like to shoot the MG42 laying prone rather than being on the mount that I had to last time. Last time I also got to shoot the Barrett, so I've shot quite a few things at Battlefield. I guess they have way more Galil, any AK, any bullpup, anything you can think of in the modern sense. I even saw HK MP7s. That is rarer than Winter Roses too, because you have to like dry hump someone in the United States to even see one. But Battlefield had one. A lot of gun manufacturers in the United States take their modern rifles or modern firearms and they try to test them there. It makes sense. You have so many people running through there. If it's going to break, it's going to break there. But not because of anything they do. It's just going to break by sheer volume. And that's what was so cool about it. They're very chill. Prices are a little high given what I think it is. But that's me being in the 2A. That's not me considering a rental of the gun. And I'm also one of those guys that goes in asking for the really weird stuff, I'm sure. The last time I shot the G43, I don't imagine they get a lot of call for that other than it's in a video game. And they have video game packages to where you can shoot guns that you've supposedly shot in the video game. And I'm more so just checking off guns because these are guns I've never got to shoot, probably will never get to own in my, in my personal collection, at least not in the guys that they are in there with the Giggle Switch. Specifically, I am probably now, there's no probably, I am going to buy an MP5 clone of some kind. The gun is amazing. It's everything I'd ever thought it was. That's kind of, when I was a young kid, my dad bought me a cap gun that was very realistic. And actually, you would load strips, plastic strips in it, into a magazine. And when you fired the gun, it would actually kick the cap out the top of it after it sheared it off the strip you just put in the magazine. Now, I love this gun to death. And when I saw it in the movies, I think the first one I saw something similar to it was in Die Hard. I wanted one. I didn't know that back then that they were in so many different calibers. I have 2 of the 308 examples that are American examples. I have an HK93, which is a 5.56 example, a 308 example, is the PTRs. I will definitely have a roller delayed 9mm. It is the smoothest PCC I've ever shot. I got to shoot both versions that were the standard one and the integral suppressed one. Now, what I noticed is there's a little tiny, and when I'm trying to drag there, a little tiny bit of recoil with the standard version of the MP5. With the integrally suppressed one, there's absolutely none. It was surprising. I wish it wasn't so loud and chaotic. I would have liked to have heard what it does. The gentleman that was helping us swears that the idea behind it is to take hypersonic rounds or normal ammunition and make them subsonic by the time they leave out of there. So it's supposed to be quiet too. There's a reason why the gun has been around for as long as it has and why HK had to discontinue it for a while there, because it will never go away. It is one of the best designs that anyone has ever made. If they could figure out how to do a bolt hold open, I could see that being the only new added benefit someone may want. That and the guns are a little heavy because their bolt carrier groups have to be for how the gun works. So check out the video on Rumble. Check out the video on YouTube if you want to see the actual guns and see me in real life and my buddy Nate. Like, share, subscribe, be great.